man. That should have been the joke.
Greetings, FLEETtv. Super good to see you again. My name is Maritza, and I'm joined today by my office mate, Valentina Bereshkova. She's named after the very first woman in space, and she's here today because we are talking about rocket fuel. Now, I'm gonna start today's episode by asking you what might be a pretty silly question. Do you have a favorite rocket? Now, mine is the Saturn V rocket because that's the rocket that helped the Apollo 11 lunar module get to the moon. All right, now if you don't have a favorite rocket yet, not to worry, our fabulous fleetsters in the field are gonna be showing you some step-by-step directions on how you can create some of the important components right at home. Now, first up, we have Lawrence, who's gonna be showing you how to build a battery with materials that you may be able to obtain free of charge.
Hey y'all, my name's Lawrence, and today I'm gonna be showing you how to build a battery. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and put our goggles on right away. The components you're gonna need for this experiment are actually very simple. You're gonna need 3 different types of washers: copper, felt, and zinc. You're also gonna need 2 different alligator wires, an acrylic rod, or basically anything that's not metal. You're also gonna need a couple of appliances so you can test your battery, some vinegar, a bowl, and we also have this voltage meter, but you don't need one of those. Time to conduct the experiment. First things first, you're gonna need to attach an alligator wire to the copper and an alligator wire to the zinc. Place that copper and alligator wire onto the acrylic rod. Go ahead and proceed to fill up your bowl with the vinegar and place your felt washers inside. Once you got those nice and soaked up, you can go ahead and utilize tongs or your hands, but I like to use tongs so nothing gets too smelly. Take the tongs and place that on top of that copper washer. And you're gonna start to add on the zinc washers next. Then you're gonna repeat the process. An experiment of the sorts was conducted just like this in the 1800s by Alessandro Volta. And he came up with the voltaic pile, which is a lot like this. He went ahead and grabbed some copper, some nickel, and some cotton, put those together, and with some brine, which is a water and sodium mixture, he was actually able to create some power out of that. Because those electrolytes that are carrying the electrons work essentially the same way with what we're doing here with the vinegar. All right. Now that we have all our washers stacked up with the felt and the vinegar, we're gonna go ahead and use our voltage meter here to see if we're getting any power out of this. So as you can see, we're getting close to about 2 volts. And if you didn't know, your daily household battery creates about 1.5 volts. So we're actually making more electricity than those batteries you're using in your Xbox controllers. All right, now that we checked the voltage for the battery we just created, we're gonna go ahead and check if we can supply any power to this LED light bulb. So place that first alligator wire to the clip, and then place the next one. And as you can see, the light is lighting up nice and blue, so we're creating electricity, and it's actually being utilized to light this bulb. We're also going to test our speaker here the same way. And if you can hear that, just like before, we were able to power that as well. Now that you've created a battery, you're probably wondering how we were able to power the LED bulb along with the speaker. Well, what's going on is the electrons inside of the zinc are being transferred from the vinegar, which is acting as a battery acid. It's being transferred through these alligator wires that we attach here, and once we plug that bulb in, those electrons are going to that as well as that speaker. Lastly, that final transfer goes to the second wire into the copper. And that's essentially how the batteries that we use on a day-to-day work. All right, folks, I'm Lawrence. Thanks for joining me on FLEETtv and building a battery. Take it easy and see you soon.
All right, I'm gonna level with y'all. I love this fabulous jacket from our North Star Science store at the Fleet, but it's miserably hot in here and I'm gonna take it off. Anywho, Now, thank you, Lawrence, for that wonderful introduction on how to build a battery of our own. And next, we're going to take it all the way over to Maritza. Maritza is going to be showing us the power of chemistry and how you yourself can use some very simple kitchen ingredients to build your own rocket. Take it away, Maritza.
Hey friends, how are we doing? My name is Maritza, and today we're going to do some rocket reactions. Now, this is a chemistry experiment, so the first and foremost thing we need to do is make sure we protect our eyes. This could be done by using some handy goggles like this or some safety glasses. I like using the goggles because it makes me feel a little more scientific. Now, what we need for this experiment is going to be some citric acid, baking soda, a couple of containers with some spoons about the equal size. We're going to need a pipette, a little canister, and some water. Now, what we're going to do first is grab a spoon and get just a spoonful of that baking soda in one container, and do the same thing for the citric acid. We're gonna mix the two and make sure that you disperse it all evenly. Now, we're gonna open the canister and just add enough of this powder to coat the very bottom of it. So this next part's gonna go a little fast. I'm gonna explain it first and then we'll proceed. You're gonna fill this up with water. Make sure you have the canister lid on handy. You're gonna fill it up quickly, close it, flip it over, and then step back to see what happens, all right? So let's do it. Got our water, quickly fill it up. And it might take a couple seconds. Woo! And there we go. Ooh, take these off before I get too foggy. Now, the reason this happened is because this baking soda is a base and the citric acid is, well, an acid. Now, when you combine the two, it has a chemical reaction. Now, some chemical reactions produce heat, others produce energy. In this case, it produced a gas. When we added the water, it activated that reaction to make the canister fill up with CO2. And when we stepped back and let it fill up so much that it couldn't contain it anymore, boop, it made the reaction to make like a rocket. Now, this is really easy to do at home, but some people might not have these two items. No problem. There's an easy solution. All you gotta do is get some Alka-Seltzer and the same effect happens. Well, I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I know I did, and it'll be a lot of fun to help your parents clean it up. Bye guys, hope to see you soon.
All right, thank you very much, Maritza, for showing us how we can use one of the simple ingredients to create our very own kitchen rockets. And now, because this wouldn't be a FLEETtv video if we didn't include some puns and jokes here and there, I'm gonna toss it to Alex and she's gonna share some of her favorite rocket humor with you.
Hey guys, I got a joke for you. So, how do you put a baby astronaut to sleep? Don't worry, I'll wait. Think about it a little bit. You rock it! Sorry.
Thank you very much for joining us here on FLEETtv today. I hope you all learned just how easy it is to become an astronomer or even an astronaut right out of your own kitchen or your own backyard. If you have any questions, comments, or experiments that you want to share with us, make sure you do so in all of our social medias. And until next time, this has been FLEETtv. Have a good one, y'all.